Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
Sir, did you play the joke of the day yet?
It's coming up next, buddy.
Okay, thanks, man.
Right now.
Okay.
I know you've been waiting.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Okay.
Here he is, Jack Harris.
Thank you. This businessman goes out to the West Coast on a big business trip, and at the end of a long day, I mean, they've really been going at it hard, doing all kinds of business and everything, and he needs a little entertainment. So a guy there says, look, I'm going to fix you up with the best hooker in town. I mean, she is really hot stuff. She's the favorite of all the famous athletes out here on the West Coast, and they say she's just the best. And the guy says, hey, that sounds great. That's fine. So he goes out and he meets this girl, and they make love, and afterward they're having a cigarette, and the woman says, by the way, I got some good news and some bad news. And the guy says, oh, man, I've had an awful day today. I mean, it's been terrible. Just give me the good news. I can't take any bad news. She says, okay, the good news is you're a much better lover than Magic Johnson.
Upon further review, the joke stands.
Oh, my God. Woo!
Hey.
Oh! Jack Harris, that's the funniest joke I've ever heard you tell.
No.
Jack's squirming in his seat right now. Look at him.
I can't believe you told that joke, Jack Harris.
Jack of all people.
I'm not even in the room.
Harris of all people.
Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
We hope you've made it a morning ritual to join Power 93 about 7:45 every day as Jack Harris overwhelms you with another incredible joke of the day.
Not just one, not just two, but three short ones here.
Oh, my God. Let's get three short
what sometimes the three little pigs are referred to as.
Hold on. Hey.
What?
Hang on.
What's that?
You can tell it's Friday. Three big jokes here.
Three really big
jokes
ones here. What is he looking for?
I don't know. He always does this.
Oh, he's looking for his whistle and all that stuff. Wait.
I got it.
If you'd been able, if you would have just told him that before now.
All right, we got it all here.
We're ready.
What's the thing that bothers Ted Kennedy's fiancée most about living with Ted?
I don't know. What's the thing that bothers Ted Kennedy's fiancée most about living with Ted?
Going to the bathroom in the middle of the night in the dark and sitting on the back of Ted's head. Say, that's what do the Chicago Bears and Jeffrey Dahmer have in common?
I don't know. What do the Chicago Bears and Jeffrey Dahmer have in common?
They both have a refrigerator that stinks. Did you hear about the magician who was arrested for sexually harassing his female volunteers?
No, we didn't hear about the magician that was sexually harassing for.
He's called David Copperfield. And one more. Wait, one more. One more.
Well, we get four.
Four. This man drives into a. Listen to this. This man drives into a car wash, and when he's finished, the attendant takes his money and says, "Say, where in Alabama are you from?" And the driver says, well, I'm from Alexander City, but how did you know I was from Alabama? And the attendant says, well, we don't get a lot of motorcyclists in here. Stop me, I'm killing me.
Oh, boy, he should have stopped when he was ahead of that third joke, you know?
He was never ahead. That's true. 4 jokes and not one of them funny.
Hey, I tell you, that's...
You're just trying to make up for yesterday's joke, I know.
Oh, Lord.
747, Power 93, and Vanessa Williams.
Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
746, Three Little Pigs have Jack Harris telling another joke of the day. Don't be making fun of Jack over there, fellas.
Yeah, watch it,
Don't
guys.
be laughing at him before he tells his joke.
This is a great one here.
And we better laugh before he tells it. We ain't going to laugh after he gets
yes,
done.
you will. Yes,
Bubba,
you will.
what are you and Buckwheat snickering about over there? I'm serious. What are y'all snickering? Buckwheat, what were y'all? Come on, you'll tell us. What were you laughing about?
Nothing. Honey.
Nothing, honey.
All right, on with the joke. I saw y'all laughing over the corner, though.
The Pope, this happened, actually. The Pope, you know, when he came to visit the United States, got off a plane in New York, and he spotted a limo, and he immediately went over and said to the driver, take me to this address. I have to get there in 30 minutes. The limo driver looks at the address and says, no, wait, pal, I can't do it. And the Pope says, okay, I'll pay you $200. And the limo driver says, look, read my lips, I can't do it. And finally, the Pope says, okay, I'll pay you $400, and I'll pay for the ticket if you get pulled over. And once again, the limo driver says, no way, Jose, you can't make it in 30 minutes. Frustrated, the Pope makes a final offer and says, I'll pay you $400 and you sit in the back and I'll drive. The limo driver says, well, okay. So the Pope peels out the money and jumps in the car and then goes firing down the freeway doing 70, 90, 100, 120 miles an hour. And sure enough, a cop spots the limo and he pulls it over. And the cop walks over to the window and sees that it's the Pope. And he goes back to the police car and he calls the chief and he says, Chief, you are not going to believe this. I just pulled a guy over. He's doing 120 miles an hour in a limo on a freeway, and he is big. And the chief says, well, what is he, a senator? The cop says, no, he's bigger than that. Chief says, what do you got, the vice president there? And the cop says, even bigger. And chief says, you mean to tell me you pulled over the president of the United States doing 120 miles an hour in a limo? Cop says, Chief, he's bigger than that. And finally, the chief screams, bigger than the president? Well, who in the hell is he? And the cop says, I don't know, but he's got the Pope driving him.
Ooh, Jack made it funny. I like that. He's got the Pope driving. Oh, never mind.
You're never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
7:48, and Jackass Harris has the joke of the day.
These three preachers died and went to heaven, and St. Peter said, well, I can tell if a man deserves heaven from his wife's name. Just tell me the wife's name, and I can tell whether this guy should be in heaven or not. And he asks the first guy what his wife's name is, and the guy replies, well, her name is Penny. And St. Peter says, well, I can tell you're only interested in money, so you're not going to get in here for sure. Next. And the second guy comes up and says, well, my wife's name is Jewel. And St. Peter says, oh, man, you are only interested in worldly possessions. You're certainly not going to get in here. And at that point, the third one turns to his wife and says, let's get out of here, Fanny. They'll never let us in.
Your show is so good, and you get on that radio with them sorry-ass jokes.
Watch that stuff.
Jack, that's so old. Fanny.
That's just a lot of people hadn't heard it. Fathead hadn't heard it.
That's good stuff. I apologize for today's joke. It's supposed to be challenging, Jack. It's Friday.
Get it? The guy only likes fannies.
Get it? Oh, Jack. I'll think of that all weekend, man. That's great.
God, people want copies.
The joke of the day is brought to you by New Colders 29 and 29 Light. 29 Light. That's the beer that's cold aged at 29 degrees to go down smooth.
Right now, your joke of the day will get you tickets to see Guns N' Roses and Metallica in concert in Orlando. Bubba's still got room on a Colder 29 party pack.
Yep, filling up quick, though. Got to get them in.
All right, send them in, and let's see, I need the snazzy intro.
Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
Ole Svensson, the Swedish air pilot from the World War, was scheduled to speak in front of the PTA group. The principal gets up and introduces Ole, and he begins to tell his many stories.
Jumping Jiminy, there we were, a-flying up in the air about 8,000 feet, when out of nowhere come these four German Fokkers.
The principal interjects and states, for anyone who didn't know, that the Fokker was a vintage World War II German aircraft. Sven, looking puzzled, continues.
So there we were. There were Fokkers above us, Fokkers below us, Fokkers to the left, and Fokkers to the right. We were trying to outrun these German Fokkers.
The principal interjects again and reminds the PTA group that the German Fokker was a vintage German World War II airplane. Sven, looking frustrated, says,
well, I don't know what Fokkers he's talking about, but the Fokkers I was talking about was flying Messerschmitts.
Waking you up with three little kids of power. 93. Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
It's 7:47. You know him, you love him. You kind of wish he'd crawl under a rock somewhere so he wouldn't tell you these stupid jokes. But he's here. He's back. He's live. He's in command. Jackass Harris. And today's what I said. Joke of the day.
There's this guy goes into a drugstore looking for some condoms, and he's looking over these dozens and dozens of brands and all different kinds and shapes and sizes. And the pharmacist finally comes over and says, what's the matter, son? And the guy says, well, sir, to tell you the truth, I've never bought these things before, and, I have no idea what I'm doing.
And the pharmacist says, well, first off, what size do you want? What size are you? And he says, geez, I have no idea. I don't even know. And the pharmacist says, well, we have something to help out people like you for the first time and everything like this who don't know your size. Just go behind that curtain, and they got a big board there with holes bored into it, and try the different sizes until you find the one that fits and tell me what number code is listed below it. And that way you can determine your size. Guy goes behind a curtain, and he's back there about a half an hour, and then an hour goes by, and the pharmacist finally remembers he sent the guy back there and goes back to check on him, and he yells behind the curtain and says, hey, is everything okay back there? Did you figure out what size you need? And the guy says, no, I haven't really figured out what size I need, but how much do you want for this board?
Oh, my.
Whoa. Good morning from the funny little pigs. We're 93. Good morning to you.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Jack Harris.
That's... Wait a minute. Nothing wrong with that one.
You tried to blame it on somebody else, saying somebody sent it in. You couldn't think of a name. Good job.
We gave it to me.
Giving him something to feel.
I don't even understand it. I'm out of the room.
Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
7:45, here's Jack S. Harris with today's joke du jour.
Here's these two old guys are sitting around, real old, in their 90s, sitting around talking about sex. And one guy says, that's the one thing I would like to do again before I die is make love to a woman. It's been so darn long. And the other guy says, why don't you go to one of those houses of ill repute? So the old guy says, well, that's a great idea. I know where one is, so I'll do it. So he goes out there and he knocks on the door, and the madam comes to the door and says, can I help you? And the guy says, yeah, I'd like a woman for the night if I could. And the madam says, well, how old are you anyway? He says, well, I'm 96 years old. And she says, 96 years old? Man, you've had it. And the guy says, I have. Well, how much do I owe you?
Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
Hey, the joke of the day is brought to you by Bubbaloo's Bodacious Barbecue, soon to have 3 locations, a new one in Pasco County.
I'm not sure they're going to want to put their name on this joke, Jack.
No, this one's a great one. It's about this guy from Alabama. Maybe it's a guy from Tennessee. I've forgotten which. It's either Tennessee or Alabama. I think it's an Alabama guy.
Just do it.
Decides to go ice fishing. So he drills a hole in the ice, but he immediately hears a voice kind of booming from above that says, there's no fish down there. So he takes his line out of the ice and takes his auger and goes over a little further and starts drilling another hole. And again, he hears this voice kind of booming above him, this stentorian sound that says, there's no fish down there. And this guy from Alabama is taken back with that and finally looks up and says, God, is that you? And the voice says, no, you idiot. I'm the ice skating rink manager.
Oh, my. Wow. Gee. Oh, I'm supposed to hit the little zany sound effects thing right now, aren't I? Okay.
Cue the line. Oh, yes.
Good morning from the 3 little pigs. Good morning.
Oh, boy.
At least you could have had like a punchline to do something with an ice hole or something.
Oh, that's about the polar bear, how to catch one.
Oh, my.
Put some pee around the hole in the ice you've got in there.
We apologize.
Comes to take a pee, you kick him in the ice.
It's Michael Bolton, Power 93.
Drink your coffee, eat your toast, because here's another tasteless joke.
This, by the way, today's joke of the day is brought to you by Bubbaloo's Bodacious Barbecue, now with 3 locations, or pretty soon with 3 locations, the newest one in Pasco County. And by the way, if you send us a joke of the day, you can get a $20 gift certificate from...
Absolutely correct.
For the same kind of great food we had here yesterday. This teacher was, in fact, running a series with her students trying to acquaint them with new foods they hadn't had before. And on this particular day, she came in with some deer meat, some venison for them to try. So she cut the meat up in little pieces and passed it out. But before they ate it, she wanted them to guess what they thought it was. Nobody had any idea, so she says, well, I'll give you a hint. You call this meat something that your mama probably calls your daddy. And there was silence for a minute, and Then suddenly one of the kids jumped up and shouted, "Hey, don't anybody eat it! It's lard ass!"
Good morning from the